Winter of the Ice Wizard by Mary Pope Osborne. Chapter 5. The Norns. Teddy slammed the door against the wolves. Jack caught his breath. "Welcome," the three Norns said in unison. They all looked exactly alike, except they wore different gowns, blue, brown, and gray colored. "How are you, Jack, Annie, Teddy, and Kathleen?" said the blue Norn. "We're good now," said Annie. Jack was amazed that the Norns knew all their names. Despite their strange appearance, their friendly smiles and twinkling eyes put him at ease. In their cozy house he began to feel warm for the first time since they had left home. "Was your journey pleasant?" asked the brown Norn. "Yes, we came in the Ice Wizard's sleigh," said Annie. "With the help of a wind-string," said Teddy. Jack held up the string to show them. The gray Norn cackled. "Yes, we know. I like a string with knots," she said. "A string without knots would be boring string indeed," said the blue Norn. "A life without knots would be a boring life indeed," chimed in the brown Norn. As they spoke, the Norns kept weaving. Their bulging eyes never blinked. Jack sensed that they would never close their eyes or stop their work. "Sorry to bother you," said Annie, "but Jack and I need the eye of the Ice Wizard of Winter so we can save our friends Merlin and Morgan." "We know," said the blue Norn. "We are weaving the story of the Ice Wizard now. Come look." Jack moved with the others to the loom. Dozens of tiny pictures were woven into the tapestry. The threads were all wintry colors, blues, grays, and browns. "The pictures tell the story of the wizard's life," explained the brown Norn. One picture showed two children playing together. Another showed a boy running after their swan. Another showed two white wolves. Another showed an eye in a circle. "What's the story of the eye?" Jack asked. "Long ago the Ice Wizard came to us seeking all the wisdom of the world," said the gray Norn. "We said we would give him wisdom if he gave us one of his eyes. He agreed to the bargain." "The wizard doesn't seem very wise," said Annie. "Indeed he is not," said the brown Norn. "We planted the seeds of wisdom in his heart, but they never grew." "Why did you want his eye?" asked Jack. "We wished to give it to the frost giant," said the blue Norn. "The frost giant?" said Teddy. "Who is the frost giant?" "He is neither magician nor mortal," said the blue Norn. "He is blind force of nature that spares nothing in his path. We hoped the frost giant would use the wizard's eye to see the beauty of the world, so he might choose to care for it rather than destroy it," said the brown Norn. "But alas, the frost giant does not use our gift at all. Instead, he keeps it hidden away, right where we left it." "Where's that?" asked Annie. "The frost giant sleeps near Hollow Hill," said the gray Norn. "In Hollow Hill is a hole," said the blue Norn. "In the hole is a hailstone," said the brown Norn. "And in the heart of the hailstone hides the wizard's eye," said the gray Norn. Jack closed his eyes and repeated, "In the hollow hill is a hole, and the hill is a hailstone. In the heart of the hailstone hides the wizard's eye." "Yes," said the gray Norn. "This is where you must go, but beware. You must never look directly at the frost giant. Anyone who looks directly at the frost giant will freeze to death at once." Jack shivered and nodded. "Well, we better get going," said Annie. "Thanks for your help. The Ice Wizard's rhyme tells us to pay you whatever you asked us to pay." The Norns looked at each other. "I like that weaving around her neck." The gray Norn said to her sisters, "'Tis red like the fiery dawn." The other Norns nodded eagerly. "My scarf?" said Annie. "Sure, here." She took off her red woolen scarf and placed it on the floor near the Norn's loom. "Lovely," said the blue Norn. "Perhaps we will stop weaving fates and start weaving scars." The other Norns cackled. "Well, go now," said the gray Norn. "Travel north toward the North Star. When you've reached the snowy hills, look for the one whose peak is missing." Jack, Annie, and Teddy started toward the door, but Kathleen stayed behind. "Forgive me, but I have one more question," she asked. She pointed to the picture of the swan and the boy on the tapestry. "What is this?" "'Tis a sad tale," says the gray Norn. "The Ice Wizard had a younger sister who loved him more than anything in the world. One day they fought over something foolish. He lost his temper and told him to leave her alone forever. She ran down to the sea in tears. There she found a flock of swan maidens. They gave her a white feathered dress. She put on the dress and became a swan maiden herself. She flew away with the others and never returned. After that the Ice Wizard was never the same," said the blue Norn. "When his sister left, he grew cold and mean-spirited. 'Twas as his sister took his heart with her when she flew away." "That is sad," said Annie. "How will the Ice Wizard's story end? We will determine the threads we weave next," said the brown Norn. "We will?" said Annie. Yes, said the Grey Norn. Our powers are fading. Our plans no longer work the way we expect them to. The Ice Wizard has no wisdom. The Frost Giant has no sight. You must go now and finish the story. The three sisters smiled at their visitors. Their skinny fingers fluttered over the weaving like butterflies over flowers. Jack couldn't help smiling back at them. But then he thought about Merlin and Morgan. He thought about the dangers waiting outside. One last question, he asked. What's the story of the 2 white wolves? Oh, the wolves, said Blue Norn. Do not fear the wolves. A life without wolves would be a boring life indeed, her 2 sisters smiled in agreement. For the moment, their smiles made Jack feel unafraid of the white wolves, and the Ice Wizard and the Frost Giant too. Goodbye, 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 said the 3 sisters. Jack and the others waved goodbye. Then they slipped out of the house of the Norns and into the icy night.